Scott Brenner's former chief spokesman for the FAA. Scott, good morning to you. Can you explain this one?
Yeah, right away. No, I can't explain this. This is ridiculous behavior. You know, and it's funny, except if you're sitting on that aircraft and you're getting ready to taxi down and you're getting directions from, probably a 6 or 7-year-old kid. It's very scary.
There are two things that bother me. Based on the pilot's reaction, they seemed A-OK with it. Did you get that impression?
Oh, absolutely. And that's one of the nice things about our aviation system. There's a lot of checks built in, so anything a controller says, the pilot repeats back. But, I guess it's one of those things where, when somebody brings a kid into your office, it's always kind of a nice thing to see rather than some old burly or surly controller. But I thought it was very interesting, the Aeromexico, for, English may not be their first language, and then to be getting instructions from a child, that's a frightening thing.
Well, yeah, it gives you the impression, based on the reaction, maybe I'm reading into this something that's not there, but it gives you the impression that it's happened before. Nobody objected based on those audio tapes, Scott.
It does, and it's a lot of things happen in towers, and I think towers are run very professionally most of the time. I mean, the new rules that were instituted about towers after 9/11 and how difficult it is to get into the tower. I mean, I remember being at the FAA. Even as an FAA employee, it was not an easy thing for me to go into a tower.
Well, now, that's an interesting point. So how does that happen, then, if you have these new rules and regulations since 9/11?
I think a lot of people looking the other way when you bring your kid into work.
Really? You think that's what it comes down to?
Absolutely. I mean, there are very strict rules about who has access to towers, and it's usually just certified controllers who are working that day. It is not people coming by to say hi to Joe or Susie. It's those folks who are working that day, and so for somebody to be allowed to bring a child into there and to put him on the headset and direct in traffic,
just one final thing. Have you ever been in a control tower where someone was there who was not supposed to be? Family members, friends, kids?
Not that I'm aware of. I never took roll there, but most of the time whenever I was in a tower, it was usually controllers working hard, directing traffic, doing a good job.
Scott, this is something that we're getting a lot of reaction to, as you can imagine. Viewers online. Oh, yeah. Scott, thank you for that. And we want to know if you got a question about this, something news that just not making sense. Shoot an email to hemmer@foxnews.com. Also follow me on Twitter, @BillHemmer. We call it Because You Asked. BYA. And Martha, as you know, we're still asking about that one.
Indeed we are. All right. Well, living